we're on the big side of the Longhorn room. And if you look over here, we do have the partition in place. The partition opens from the other side. I don't even understand it that well. There's a crank, there's a whole lot of steps. You're gonna have to ask somebody from maintenance how that whole thing works. I'm just gonna give you a walkthrough tour of this area here from a tech standpoint. First off, we're gonna start with this television right here and an understanding of the speakers that are overhead, which there's one right here, one of these circle guys. This is like any other classroom that is in Lutheran West. The smart screen is tied to these speakers overhead, and it works just like any other classroom. You use the same code you would get onto any TV in Lutheran West, and the audio will pass through those speakers. I don't have anything to do with that for the most part. I just want you to understand that it's separate than this system where you see these two big speakers. And on the other video, whether I put it before this or after this, you'll realize in the other room there are also two of those speakers. Beware that when you play audio in this room where this big giant television wall screen is, if you have audio coming through this room, it will come through that room as well through those big speakers if you're using the big system. So the big system consists of the audio stuff and also this video wall. That is a 9-screen video wall. Historically, that video wall was actually put in not by Echo, but by the guy who did all the smart TVs, who's Neil from, I think, Easy. Oh. Start over. So we had a little bit of an issue with the recording device here. But so we're in the room. Those were put up by Neil from Easy Projector, but all the processing that runs to it was put in by Echo. So a walkthrough of the back area first. You're gonna see a panel back here. There's HDMI rear, that's just a normal HDMI cable that plugs in. There's this one that says T panel. That's a Cat 5 or Cat 6 style cable or RJ45. That plugs in directly to this touch panel. That has to be plugged in there, otherwise you don't have any control of it. And over here you've got this AV net port. That's not something that any of you are going to have to deal with. That's only if Echo has to come out to service this. That's why it's here. Now right here on the video controls, when you first open this thing up, it might be set to this, it might be set to a different screen, but we're going to hit the power button on the top right. So I'm going to hit power, and then it says, oh, here, let's start from shutting it down. So I'm going to say, yes, I'm going to confirm that I'm going to shut down the system. So that way you can see what this looks like from the very beginning. Nothing was hardly on at the moment, but we do have this. So this system is shutting down. Actually, while it's shutting down, let's go up and take a look at the front. I'll show you the physical inputs first. Did it do it again? Yep. All right. Physical outputs, there are two panels up at the front on the walls. Here's one of them. Come and take a look here. You're going to see mic 5, 6, 7, 8. Also one that says monitor 1 and some extra ports in here. Monitor 1, monitor 2. And then on the other port, there's going to be something different. This is a speak-on connector. If you pull this little silver guy here and then twist it, that's how it connects. There is there's some ears on this, and so you got to line those up and twist it, and it's in. These might not be microphones that go in here. It might be an input to something else. If you look down here, you're going to see a direct box. I don't know that this is going to be out all the time because I think Chapel will be here in the future. But we have an XLR cable that runs into here, and then that converts it from a 1/4-inch cable like you might use a guitar or a piano. The other end of that speak-on cable goes to this monitor. So this one's plugged into monitor 1, so that's the control that we want to pay attention to. Over on the other side, there's a couple more options. Here you've got different mic lines, mic 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll see HDMI in the front right here. That's a different port, so if you ever need to plug a computer into here, that's where we're talking about. And then you got monitor 1 and 2. They can be plugged in on either side. You notice this monitor is not plugged in right now at all. And then you also have sub. Now this sub is for a subwoofer. It is active. You can use the subwoofer. However, there was not a subwoofer purchased. If you were to go down to the Yoakum room and get one of the subwoofers and connect it with one of these type of cables, speak-on, either this kind that has the silver or the kind that we have in the other spot that just pulls back. It's all the same thing, just a different mechanism. Connect the subwoofer to it there. It will provide sub. So if you're doing like a video night, video game, watching a movie, something like that, you might want to grab a sub and pull it in. Or in the future, if Lutheran West buys a sub specific for this room, it's just a matter of connecting it. I will mention a couple things about this. If you're ever troubleshooting, these little things that dangle down, they're actually all over the place back in here. and these pop out the connector so the TVs can pop off the wall. I've never had to do that. Echo showed it to me. There's a receiver on the back of this thing, maybe on the middle panel, that takes the HDMI signal and then feeds it into the TV. It takes it from the processing unit. So let's go back to the processing unit. I have a whole other video about the iPad interface, and I actually talk through this interface on that as well. But you're going to see the audio system is currently off. You can choose simple mode or advanced mode. I'm going to choose simple mode, and here we are. And I'm going to hit power. Actually, no, once we're on, we're actually on. I think we're already on. So video wall, we can choose on or off. Right now it says it's powered off. If I hit the on button, it's going to start to turn on that video wall up in the front. And up at the top, you'll see I have source routing. I can choose rear, which would be the HDMI that's plugged right there. Front, which is the one we just saw when I was giving the tour, or graphic. So I can hit the graphic button, and then if we come over here, you'll actually see the graphics start to appear bit by bit. So that is the snake. It goes from the top left corner around the middle and then back again. When it first loads up, it's going to do this. This is normal. That's just the way that these screens were built. So it's 9 different screens with relatively thin bezels. Once it's up, it'll process things pretty quickly. So that graphic was built into the control panel here. If you wanted to switch it to something else, like say my laptop, I've got that plugged in here to the rear, and it recognized that it was here. If I choose my source from rear, boom, my laptop is now showing up on the screen. So over on the right, we've got some other tabs. It says audio levels. And under audio levels, we've got wireless 1, wireless 2, wireless 3, and wireless 4. Those microphones are sitting in the closet next door. You have to go and grab them and turn them on. They're in charging bases, so they should always be charged. You come and you turn them on. This is how you would change the volume up or down. You can touch the up or the down to get the volume to change. There's also a volume control for the video program if you're playing through your HDMI on the computer. Now under the Advanced tab, if I change here and I go to Advanced mode, it looks like nothing really happened, but if I go back to audio levels, you'll see I see a whole bunch more stuff. There's my wirelesses that I have, but now I've got piano, acoustic 2, mic 3, mic 4, Kurt guitar. Whatever I've named them on the iPad is what they are. This is really mic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, the panels that are up in the front. You'll see that it says that they're muted at the moment. I can hit the mute button and unmute them, and I can move this up or down to adjust the volume. Down at the bottom, it says main mix. I can choose instead to be mixing what comes out of the monitor. So here's the monitor, and I can come in and go up or down as necessary and adjust what they hear in the monitor versus the main mix where I can change things here. Over on the side, you'll see a master main control for overall volume, and here, I don't know if the main right here would be for that monitor feed, how much level that you're getting from monitor 1 or monitor 2. There are additional controls on the iPad interface as long as you're connected. I have a video on that already. So that's this room, that's the whole Longhorn room that I can teach you about. If there's ever anything else, you'll have to ask Echo. If we're done with the whole thing, we're going to hit power. Oh, wait, maybe we should go back to video for just a second. There's on the right, it says confidence monitor. So when you're in here, it's automatically set that this screen back here is showing you what's on the front. But there is a way for you to toggle that off if you wanted it off. I don't know why you would. That's what that power toggle is for. But if I hit the power button, I'm done with the system. I'm not going to hit exit. That means I don't want to shut down the system. I'm going to hit confirm. So I hit confirm. It's going to power down this whole system. That'll turn off the video wall. It'll turn off some amplifiers in the back room. And then you're just in a sleep state until you come and turn this thing back on again.